Information is power. Everyone wants power. So feel powerful with the NTA News mobile app, the one-stop information center. Real news at your fingertip. Be the first to report by uploading first-hand information on the You Report link, and be the first to know by simply clicking on any of the links on the sidebar for headlines, domestic and foreign news, economy, security, politics, sports, and more.
He prayed and prayed and prayed that may Almighty Allah make this a reality.
Only APC female governorship candidates visits Villa. President Buhari promises to flag off her campaign.
We shall therefore endeavor to ensure that we put to an end the scourge of avian influenza in the country.
Outbreak of bird flu spreads to 28 states. More than 1.6 million birds perish.
We should rather make the whole year celebrating and extending our help, whatever we can afford to.
Plus, activities marking 2023 Armed Forces Remembrance Day continues with prayers in honor of Nigerian past and present heroes. Hello and welcome to NTA Network News. I am Ian Ray John and we're live in Abuja. Adiola Komiokere joins me from Lagos. Thank you for joining us. The National Agency for Science and Engineering Infrastructure, NASENI, has been directed to fast-track the establishment of a first-class transformer manufacturing plant in the country towards delivery of adequate, reliable and affordable power supply. President Muhammadu Buhari gave the directive when the Executive Vice Chairman of the agency, Professor Mohammed Sani Haruna, briefed him on the activities and finances of the agency in the third quarter of last year. State House correspondent Adam Musambo has the details.
The National Agency for Science and Engineering Infrastructure, NASENI, is collaborating with the Great Green Wall Industry Corporation of China towards the establishment of a first-class transformer manufacturing plant in Nigeria. The $325.8 million project also involves the provision of high-voltage technology testing laboratory and the production of solar cells. The executive vice chairman of the agency, Professor Muhammad Sani Haruna, had told the president that out of Nigeria's 15% counterpart contribution of $48 million, nearly $24 million has so far been paid.
The target is to produce from 50 kBA, 100, 250, 300, 500, up to MBAs to meet the demand. The president has directed fast-tracking of that commencement, as he is anxious to see the output of this product, since it impacts on the availability of power, because our power supply will never be stable until we produce some components locally, including transformers.
NASENI, he also emphasized, is sustaining efforts at reinvention and transformation towards becoming a technology and innovation hub for Nigeria's national development.
Products in defense sector are already available and are being deployed, but I won't mention what and what. For the crude oil theft, research is going on. Also, you will not know what and what is being deployed for now. Also, because one of the secrets about security is the confidentiality of the method you are using in applying that.
Professor Haruna enumerated the Agricultural Machinery and Equipment Development Institute in Imo and Nasarawa states, as well as Aeronautics and Air Vehicle Development Institute as some of NASENI's skills development centers soon to be inaugurated. On internally generated revenue, he said, apart from the solar manufacturing plant, NASENI is also getting paid through the production of laboratory equipment for secondary schools and tertiary institutions.
Just yesterday, we received order from Uganda. They want supply of this laboratory equipment from us. That is revenue source for government. um, uh, Cameroon and Cote d'Ivoire also are patronizing this product. They are revenue source for government. Payment for this goes directly to consolidated revenue account.
Professor Haruna revealed that in the third quarter of last year, Naseni received an allocation of 9.1 billion naira from the first line charge, being 1% of the federal government's share from the Federation account. From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
And still in the State House, Governor Babagana Umar Zulum has confirmed that Boko Haram insurgency is on the verge of becoming history in Borno State, as more than 90% of the security challenges has been addressed. The governor stated this while briefing journalists after an audience with President Muhammadu Buhari. Again, State House correspondent Adamu Sambu brings us details.
Governor Babagana Zulum was in the State House to once again show appreciation to President Muhammadu Buhari for his administration's genuine efforts at ensuring that Borno State is restored to its former glory as home of peace. During the closed-door engagement, the governor had told the president that posterity will surely be kind to him.
So far, so good in terms of security. The federal government has done well. The military has also done very well. We are now looking into the possibility of rehabilitating the victims of the insurgency. Quite a number of them have surrendered, and then federal government is supporting our mission of rehabilitating them. But most importantly, we have closed down all official IDP camps within Maiduguri Metropolitan Council. So now we don't have any official camps, IDP camp within Maiduguri Metropolitan Council. The unofficial camps will also be closed in the next few months. Very soon, we shall resettle communities of Gudumbali local government area of Borno State. And then we shall also resettle all our refugees that are living in the Republic of Niger, Chad, and Cameroon. President has given approval to this effect, and very soon we shall start.
Governor Zulum said his administration is now focused on sustaining the provision of critical infrastructure across the state for enhanced socio-economic development.
We are looking forward to see how we can rehabilitate Maiduguri Gamborungala Road and then Maiduguri Banki Road with a view to opening up opportunities for the people to earn their means of livelihood.
Despite his performance in office and popularity amongst the people of Borno State, Governor Zulum said his getting re-elected for a second term in office is a matter of destiny.
It is impossible to question the destiny of God.
So how is the campaign going?
Very well. Campaign is going very well. Borno State is APC family. One big APC family.
This is the first formal engagement between President Muhammadu Buhari and Governor Zulum in the new year. From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
And on politics, efforts by the Governing All Progressives Congress to reclaim the governorship seat in Adamawa State received a big boost as President Muhammadu Buhari has resolved to personally flag off the Binani gubernatorial campaign in the land of beauty. National Chairman of the APC, Senator Abdullahi Adamu, confirmed this after leading the Adamawa governorship candidate of the party, Senator Aishatu Dahiru Ahmed, to an audience with the president. Again, Adamu Sambo reports.
The APC national chairman and the Adamawa governorship candidate of the party, as well as her running mate, Tsiganama, were accompanied to the State House by the Minister of Women Affairs, Pauline Talen. They are here for one and only reason, to say thank you to President Muhammadu Buhari for not only ensuring a level playing field for all to pursue their political aspirations in the party, but also his promise to travel to Yola on the 9th to personally flag off the Binani governorship campaign. Senator Dahiru Binani is the only female governorship candidate of the major political parties for the 2023 elections.
Felt we just have to come and appreciate him and show him how happy we are, how happy Nigerian women are. We are very grateful.
How did he respond?
Wow, he was full of happiness and joy, and he prayed and prayed and prayed that may Almighty Allah make this a reality so that his administration will leave a legacy of a woman becoming an elected governor in Nigeria.
No
federating unit of this country has produced a chief executive officer, female, for the state that the APC is about doing under President Muhammadu Buhari. And as chairman of the party, I felt a sense of responsibility and duty to come and appreciate him.
I was on my knees to thank him for the support he's given our very dear governor in waiting. And that was how he addressed her. He said, by the grace of God, this is our governor in waiting. He prayed for us and he said we should tell the world that the end of our complaint as women has come. Because we've always been complaining that we are marginalized, that now we have an opportunity.
NTA News sought to know what makes Binani a phenomenon in the political landscape of Adamawa State that everyone talks about.
Because Binani is known to be one person that love associating with the grassroots. My politics is nothing but grassroots. So if you go to Adamawa, if you just mention the grassroots, the next name is Binani.
I am calling on all well-meaning Nigerian women to support this cause and to call on all Adamawa women and men of goodwill to cast their vote to this credible woman who has the fear of God, who has the love of the masses at heart. She is just like President Buhari. Buhari's politics is the grassroots. She loved the common man.
Atiku factor is not a threat to our political ambition.
Atiku is just another politician in Nigeria. Okay? Evidence, history has shown he is defeatable. He is defeatable. He has tried it many times. He has been defeated. And if you go by the performance of the governor of the state today, we have reason to believe that by the grace of God, we will form the next government in Adamawa State.
The governing APC, he however said, will not be complacent though, but assured the people of Adamawa that Senator Binani will live up to expectations if elected governor. From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
It was a beehive of activities at the State House today as President Muhammadu Buhari also granted audience to Board of Directors of Pinnacle Oil and Gas Limited, led by its chairman and Emir of Bichi, Nasiru Adobayero. The delegation came to express formal appreciation to the president for changing the face of petroleum industry in Nigeria through his administration's policies and programs. The chief executive officer of the company, Peter Umba, who spoke to newsmen, said they particularly came to thank the president for recently inaugurating the company's storage terminal, the largest in West Africa and the deepest offshore facility on the continent.
Margin and discharge over 100 million liters of clean petroleum products within 24 hours. This is typically what takes the industry 30 to 32 days to discharge. So we have largely come here today to express our gratitude to Mr. President for the honor he gave us in inaugurating this largest facility, which has actually changed the face of the industry, because it has eased the congestion and the gridlock we have at the Apapa area in Lagos. It has also reduced the cost of supply and delivery of petroleum products in different parts of the country. It has also provided jobs for our teeming unemployed Nigerians.
In other news, the Imam of the National Mosque, Abuja, Professor Ibrahim Makari, says the sacrifices of men and women of the Nigerian armed forces should be appreciated and honored through prayers for the living and the dead heroes, as well as citizens supporting peace initiatives for the unity and development of the country. Abdullahi Ajiya reports that this was the focus of the Jumat sermon in commemoration of the 2023 Armed Forces Remembrance Day celebration.
It is yet another time to remember and value the sacrifices of the armed forces of Nigeria for what they have done and are still doing to protect and unite the country. This is why the Imam's sermon reminds worshippers of the patriotic duty to pray for heroes and heroines of the country, while urging citizens to avoid acts capable of breaching public peace.
Our veteran armed forces who lost their lives during the course of protecting our beloved nation, our lives. We should rather make the whole year celebrating and extending our help, whatever we can afford to their widows, to their orphans.
Representative of President Muhammad Buhari, Senate President Ahmed Lawan, who was among service chiefs and paramilitary heads, reassures the armed forces of a pride of place even as the administration winds down.
Even though the resources may not be sufficient, but we have at all times to prioritize funding and making provision of resources for the armed forces and other communities.
As believers in the potency of prayers, the Imam led a special dua for the continued victory of the armed forces over enemies of the state and leaders as well as followers to succeed. In Abuja, Abdullahi Ajia, NTA News.
Now let's talk about bird flu. The federal government has confirmed the outbreak of avian influenza, also known as bird flu, in 28 states and the FCT. Musa Babali reports that more than 1 million birds were affected.
Avian influenza, also known as bird flu, has become endemic in Nigeria since the first outbreak a decade ago. The recent outbreak in the country, according to the Chief Veterinary Officer of the Federation, has affected 1,638,832 birds.
Required for compensation as of today is 484,121,837.23 kobo.
Fortune Heights is about the biggest layer farm in Nigeria. They lost more than 600,000 birds hit with avian influenza at the same time I was hit.
And this meeting, chaired by the Minister of Agriculture, Muhammad Mahmoud Abubakar, is to review the situation in the country.
We shall therefore endeavor to ensure that we put to an end the scourge of avian influenza in the country.
The meeting proposed the return of vaccination that was earlier discarded by the government.
Avian influenza is not like Newcastle disease virus or Gumboro. So there is need for very serious approach in vaccination against this virus.
Probably the CVN will coordinate the implementation of vaccination against avian influenza from the hatchery.
The best thing is to consider setting up a technical committee with experts that will look at this very critically and advise what we should do, what measures we should take.
To this end, the government has activated rapid response measures in Sokoto, Kebbi, Zamfara, Katsina, Jigawa, and Yobe states. Musa Baba Aliyu, NTA News.
In other news, there are indications that more cities, communities, and villages across the country will roll out drums to celebrate inauguration of more road projects and bridges in 2023. This is because the Ministry of Works and Housing has gone home with the largest share of the funds allocated to 6 critical sectors of the Nigerian economy in the 2023 budget. Abdullahi Mohammed reports.
In the last couple of years, millions of communities across the country have reasons to roll out the drums and put up smiles like never before. This is because their communities and villages have been linked with new roads and bridges.
Distance between policy and results requires a bridge, and we are building those bridges to the results.
And the policymakers have decided to add the number of roads and speed of completion with a bold move in the 2023 budget. 6 critical sectors take about 5.7% of the whole budget. These squares up to about 1.24 trillion. The Ministry of Works and Housing had the largest chunk in the group, taking home about 435 billion. This means that many in more communities within this year will smile and more drums will be beaten to inaugurate more roads and bridges. In Abuja, Abdullahi Mohammed, NTA News.
Many thanks, Abdullah. This is the Network News. Time for a break. Please stay.
The All Progressives Congress APC welcomes the general public to the campaign rally of the APC presidential candidate, His Excellency Asiwaju Ahmed Bola Tinubu, and his vice presidential candidate, His Excellency Senator Kashim Shettima, and Adamawa State APC governorship candidate, Senator Aishatu Dahiru Ahmed Binani, and her deputy governorship candidate, Honorable Titsi Ganama, which is scheduled to hold as follows. Date, Monday, 9th January 2023. Time, 10 a.m. prompt. Venue, adjacent to roundabout Medoki, Yola, Adamawa State. Special guest of honor, His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, President, Federal Republic of Nigeria. Other dignitaries are His Excellency Senator Dr. Abdullahi Adamu, CON, National Chairman, All Progressives Congress. His Excellency Governor Simon Bakolalong, CON, Governor of Plateau State and APC Presidential Campaign Council's Director General. His Excellency Senator Atiku Abubakar Bagudu, CON, Governor of Kebbi State and Chairman, APC Governors Forum. Honorable Pauline Talem, Honorable Minister of Women Affairs. Honorable Samaila Tadawus, Chairman, Adamawa State All Progressives Congress. Senator Ahmed Barata, Director General, Adamawa State APC Governorship Campaign Council. My words, my bond. We can do it. It is possible with cohesion and determination. Announcer, Senator Aishatu Dahiru Ahmed Binani, Adamawa State APC Governorship Candidate. The 16th edition of the PMB Administration Scorecard Series will feature the Honorable Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Mr. Timmy Priscilla. Date, Monday, 9th January 2023. Time, 10:30 a.m. Venue, National Press Center, Radio House, Abuja. The event will be broadcast live by NTA, FRCN, and VON and streamed on the social media handles of the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture. Announcer, Mrs. Lydia Shehu Jafia, MNI, Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Information and Culture.
See me, brother Shaggy. I get mega talent too. The one where I don't show now na small say. If me mega star. Now why I choose Glow Mega Data Plan? Because nobody they do mega streaming like Glow. Oh yeah, make a show now another level. Let's go.
Glow Unlimited.
Registration for UTME into Nigerian tertiary institutions begins January 14th to 14th February 2023.
Candidates must check their eligibility before commencing registration, scanning the QR code provided by JAMB for the e-brochure and e-syllabus.
Each candidate must create a profile using only one phone number.
Simply send your NIN by SMS to either 55019 or 66019. A profile code of 10 characters is received by the candidate to purchase the UTME/DE e-pin. Candidates can buy the e-pins from the banks or the vending agents through their e-wallets. Registration fee, inclusive of all relevant charges, is 6,700 naira with mock exam or 5,700 naira without mock exam. Candidates are not to pay any other fee at the CBT center, as the fee stated is consolidated. Direct entry registration costs 4,700 naira and starts 20th February to 20th April 2023. JAMB, enhancing academic excellence.
Our country want better. Our country want better. Who go do one for us? Mama talk and move, Mama talk and move for a better Nigeria. Good life income. Now you we want to, now you we need oh.
Yes, so people of Nigeria, they jolly for the better we want shele for we country. So we need to vote Asiwaju Bola Tinubu as the next president of Nigeria. Our people don't look the matter well said. Only Bola Tinubu don't do what everybody fit see. Now him get the experience where he go fit use take make our country better, make life sweet for we and our picking them. Bola Tinubu don't gather better plan to chase down war for we youth, better school, the security of lives and property, unity and peace for all we country people of Nigeria. But these and many other better things when in don't vocalize, it could make we all vote Asiwaju Bola Tinubu for president of Nigeria. Vote Kashim Shettima as vice president. Vote APC, the party where show broom. Now you know.
Recharge.
No data, no wahala. Buy, share, gift, and manage your data on *777# and enjoy amazing rewards and so much more. Dial *777#.
Glow Unlimited.
His Excellency Dr. Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, OFR, Executive Governor of Kano State, cordially invites Kano State indigents, friends and well-wishers of the state to the presentation of the APC governorship candidate and fundraising dinner for His Excellency the Deputy Governor of Kano State, Dr. Nasiru Yusuf Gawuna, and his running mate, Murtala Sulegaru, scheduled to hold as follows. Date, Sunday, 8th January 2023. Venue, International Conference Center, Abuja. Time, 6 p.m. Announcer, Committee of Friends.
The National Youth Service Corps, NYSC, says it's ready to deploy corps members as ad hoc staff for the conduct of the 2023 general elections. Acting Director General of the Corps, Charity Uba, said this when the chairman of INEC, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, visited the headquarters of the NYSC in Abuja. Olayinka Ojo reports.
With the clock ticking and the introduction of more technology in the process, Professor Yakubu feels the best place to be at this time as part of interagency collaboration for a transparent, free and fair 2023 election is the NYSC. This is because Youth Corps members are critical on the election value chain.
We'll continue to place premium on the security of Corps members on election duty. And for that reason, we'll also extend insurance cover in case of injury or other emergencies to all Corps members involved in election duty.
Since Youth Corps members form more than 70% of the workforce during elections, Acting Director General of the NYSC noted that the Corps members are already waiting to give their very best to the national assignment.
Corps Welfare and Health Service Department is expected to visit the states to assure Corps members and staff of the commitment of INEC and NYSC of their safety while on election duties.
And because the safety and security is a priority of both establishments, the NYSC has directed its state coordinators to liaise with security agencies to identify flashpoints before, during, and after elections. Olayinka Ojo, NTA News.
The Department of State Services has denied an online publication that court stops DSS from arresting INEC chairman. In a statement by the Service Public Relations Officer, Dr. Peter Afunaya, says the newspaper skewed what transpired at the court and reported it out of context. The statement further says it's important to guide the public understanding and perception, especially that the said report is misleading. Meanwhile, the service says it is aware of the antics of some mischievous elements who are desirous of fomenting crisis in the country, including creating unnecessary controversies around the forthcoming general elections. The strategy, according to the service, is determined to overheat the polity and subtly exploit the judiciary to distract or even undermine not only the service, but other security and law enforcement agencies from undertaking their constitutional roles. The DSS therefore warned these individuals and groups to desist from their devious plans. And Sokoto has affirmed Dauda Lawal Dari as PDP governorship candidate in Zamfara State. The three-man panel of justices led by Justice Abubakar Muhammad Tauba gave the order in a unanimous judgment. Dalhatu Abdullahi reports.
The presiding judge, Justice Abubakar Talba, set aside the prayer of the first and second respondent on the primary election, which was conducted on 23rd day of September 2022. Justice Abubakar Talba resolved that the appellant Dauda Lawal Dari, having obeyed the court order and participated actively in the primaries, is the winner of the PDP governorship primaries in Zamfara State.
We are grateful that the Court of Appeal saw through our arguments and also considered the relevant principles of law which it applied. And so, in our view, justice has been served.
It is a victory for all of us. All effort to get the council's first and second respondents proved abortive. In Sokoto, Dalhatu Abdullahi, NTA News.
And away from the courtroom now, the federal government has flagged off the rehabilitation, expansion and upgrading of Gombe Regional Water Supply Project, a water resources capacity to supply potable water to more than 32 million Nigerians. Oluseyi Adiagbo reports that the Gombe Regional Water Supply Project, which cost more than 11 billion naira, is to be co-funded by the federal government through the Ministry of Water Resources and Gombe State Government.
The quest to reconstruct the overstretched Gombe water scheme and ending the difficulties by residents of the state to access potable water started between the Ministry of Water Resources and Gombe State Government when a memorandum of understanding was signed in 2021. The federal government, in its watch sector plans, has a target to ensure all Nigerians have access to clean water and green sanitation by 2030.
Since the inception of this administration, we have not lost a single project. So between us and the consultant that we have, who are a very experienced consultant as well, we are confident that that we will get value for money from this project.
I always make sure that when I give commitment, I deliver on my words. And I believe people have trusted that once we start, you can see how long it took now when this project started and where we are today. So by the grace of God, by the end of May, we would have done this one and we're through with it.
For these managers of the project, mechanisms are in place to ensure sustainability upon completion.
There will be technical support and capacity building for Gombe State Ministry of Water Resources and Gombe State Water Board to be able to operate and maintain these systems.
There is no doubt that this project marks an important phase in the development of our state. It will help in connecting many households within the Gombe metropolitan as well as surrounding communities to potable drinking water for both domestic and commercial use.
The project will be executed in 3 categories, characterized by booster stations and water schemes. Oluseyi Adiagbo, NTA News.
And from Gombe, we head to Lagos, where Adeola is standing by to give us more stories. Adeola, it's over to you.
Here, what can be described as government's reaction to the outcry of motorists plying the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, the Federal Ministry of Works has again removed barriers on the highway, pushing back resumption of reconstruction work by another 2 days. Adenini Taiwo completes the report.
24 hours ago, I was live here on Lagos-Ibadan Expressway with a report that gridlock was gradually creeping back after the Yuletide season, following the resumption of work by contractors who are trying to meet up with the March 2023 delivery date for the project. Now, there is a new twist to that report.
We understand and realize that there is still a lot of people who are still coming back from their various journeys. To this extent, we have asked the contractor, after completing that section, to hold on and remove the barriers to come back next week, Monday.
Getting a reaction from road users when the traffic is flowing freely, you agree with me, it can be very difficult at a point like this. But it is all clear that the decision to remove the diversion is having required effect on the road. That said, this place, according to the new arrangement, will become an active construction site, as from January 9, which is Monday. And that comes with a lot of, implication for road users plying Lagos-Ibadan Expressway.
What we are requesting from them is cooperation, compliance. There will be diversion. Anywhere you have diversion, all you need to do is slow down and go gently.
Rehabilitation work on Kara section of the highway inbound Lagos is expected to be completed in the next 20 days from January 9, after which attention will shift to the Ibadan-bound section of the expressway from the Old Toll Gate to the Long Bridge. In Lagos, Adeni Itaiwo, NTA News.
While the Federal Operations Unit Zone A of the Nigeria Customs Service is basking in the euphoria of intercepting goods with duty paid value of 13 billion naira in 2022, it is keeping its sight fixed on sustaining zero compromise for duty evasion and diligent trade facilitation. And as prelude to fulfilling this goal, the acting controller of the zone, Hussein Ejibunu, has has promised non-stop surveillance around border communities to guard against illicit importation that could be detrimental to the forthcoming elections. Michael Olaleye has the report.
One positive the Federal Operations Unit Zone A has taken into the new year is the ability to control its area of responsibility by identifying dark spots and beating smugglers in their tactics. These 669 kilograms of cannabis sativa intercepted around Ogewe in December 2022 demonstrates such dominance. It is a huge consignment, but the connection between drugs and crime, especially with the general elections around the corner, is propelling a more coordinated approach from the customs.
All those areas that we identified as black spots, they've been identified for the purpose of this election to make sure that illicit items do not find their way in. Illicit items, one, arms and ammunition.
Another consignment game taking a crafty dimension as grains of rice were stored in tires. In fact, no compartment was spared in the vehicle, but as a way of discouraging this trend, the customs intercepted 108 automobiles in 2022, including trucks and motorcycles for being used as means of conveyance.
For the whole year of 2022, we succeeded in intercepting about 93,000 bags of rice.
Within the year under review, the Customs Service covering the southwest zone of the country arrested 176 suspects, in which 7 were convicted, 14 charged to court, 7 in detention, and 151 on administrative bail. The downside to all of these feats is the deaths of 4 officers in the course of anti-smuggling drive, and this, the Customs said, will not deter its quest to reduce smuggling to the barest minimum. In Lagos, Michael Olaleye, NTA News.
You're still watching the news on the network service of the NTA. Do not forget to follow this broadcast live on our website at nta.ng/live and on our other social media handles displayed on the screen for updates. We'll take some messages. The news continues with Yenre in Abuja. Do stay.
With 4 gigabytes for 1,000 naira, I have non-stop access to non-stop entertainment on YouTube. I miss my bus stop.
Glow Unlimited.
It's a new dawn for Nigeria. Oh, better days are coming. Better days that gives us hope and strength. To keep this hope alive, bringing the smiles back to all Nigerians.
It's a new dawn in Nigeria. Renewed hope beckons on our people. The silver lining dots the skies. The firmament portends a bright future as the people of Nigeria move to vote a man whom they have come to trust for the realization of their aspirations for a better Nigeria. That man is Asiwaju Bola Tinubu. He has been tested. He can be trusted. Vote Asiwaju Bola Tinubu as President of Nigeria 2023. Vote Kashim Shettima as Vice President. Vote APC. Surely with Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the smiles are returning. We are close to home.
Bringing them smiles back to all Nigerians.
Influenza. It is a contagious respiratory illness caused by influenza virus. Some of the symptoms include fever, headache, muscle or body aches, sore throat, and a runny nose. In some cases, it can lead to death. The influenza virus is easily transmitted in crowded places such as schools and nursing homes. All age groups can be affected. However, pregnant women, children 6 months to the age of 5 years, the elderly, individuals with chronic medical conditions, and health workers are at higher risk. The best way to prevent the flu is by getting a flu vaccine every year. Get your children vaccinated against influenza every year. Ask your healthcare professional for influenza vaccination in a clinic, hospital, or pharmacy.
We are committed to the unity of our great country, Nigeria.
Let us support our armed forces. Let us stand together with them. Let us stand for them. Our symbol of unity, the gallant men and women of the armed forces on land, air, and see who have continuously put their life on the line, protecting our lives, humanity, and nation.
Let us join them and stick together as one, irrespective of our misunderstanding, be it political, cultural, or ideological.
Our uniqueness is our oneness, our strength is our diversity.
Let us stand by, stand with, and support our armed forces to keep this nation together.
Nigeria is my own. Nigeria is your own. Nigeria is our own.
My people, my name is Emeka. Mekus Kamat. Let me get all this people. I don't learn my lesson. Somebody come buy motor for my hand, carry big money, come give me. Now when we get bust, my eye open. I don't know to that 419 be. Now when EFCC grab them, they come grab me too. Now he make me they warn you. All of them when they do business like me, where they carry big money, when I go sometimes I go carry transfer, carry bring back. Yeah. They could shine in my eye because the special control unit against money laundering, what they call SCUMO, they don't want to say if the money pass 5 million naira for individual, no collect them. If it pass 10 million naira for company, no collect them. Can I go where? Bank. If you not do them like that, 250,000 naira for every day where this offense happen. They go suspend your license or they go cuckoo, shut them down, pata for your hand. No talk say, I no want you.
This message is from the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC.
Glad to have you back. APC presidential candidate Bola Tinubu has promised to work and create a greater economy that would ensure a better future for the Nigerian youths if given the mandate in the coming election. Bola Tinubu gave his assurances at a National Youth Town Hall meeting in Abuja. Musbao Danwahab reports.
Would-be voters making their presence felt and arming themselves with a license to determine the direction of states. The PVC gives the power to decide at the polls, which is in less than 50 days. This number forms a part of the more than 9.5 million new voters recently added to the preliminary register. INEC says more than 76% of them are youths. Certainly, the APC presidential candidate got the memo. Hence, the meeting between those who will lead in the future and those who aspire to do so much sooner. Detailing the journey so far, it credited the APC administration on efforts in completing scores of projects hitherto abandoned. Tinubu says he and his running mates are ready with a renewed hope to guarantee the greater and more prosperous Nigeria being desired through a robust economy, safe environment for all, while channeling the boundless energy of the youths to productive ventures.
4 years program is 4 years. There will be student loan. If you cannot finance yourself, we give you a loan. You complete the education. When you get the work, only when you start working and with the capacity to pay, then you start to pay.
It is his turn to look after the Nigerian youth, just as he has done as governor of Lagos and as a private citizen.
The youth mandate to deliver our candidate from top to bottom in this general election.
And collectively, the youths here have a declaration. In Abuja, Musbao and Wahab, NTA News.
And away from politics, the Nigerian Security Printing and Minting NSPM says its attention has been drawn to various clips, skits, concerns and comments on various platforms regarding the quality of the redesigned banknotes recently unveiled and issued by the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN. Given the concern, the Managing Director and Chief Executive, Ahmed Halilu, affirms that the new Naira notes are of the same substrates and equally pass through the same printing processes and finishing procedures, and added that the redesigned notes have security features that easily differentiate them from forged or counterfeited notes. Halilu notes that the Naira is Nigeria's legal tender and national symbol and should not be subjected to experiments or criticism that would devalue the notes, and acknowledge that international standards and procedures were deployed in the production of the new notes.
And still talking business, the Debt Management Office, DMO, says the alarm created around the country's projected public debt by a segment of media was unnecessary, and reacting to reports that the next government would inherit 77 trillion naira debt, the Director General Patience Oniya said Nigeria's debt would only attain that level when the Ways and Means advances from the CBN were securitized. She said the securitization of the Ways and Means advances will enable the DMO to include debt in the public debt stock, thereby improving debt transparency. And taking a look at the markets, the equities market closed Friday trading session in negative territory. The all-share index fell to 50,868.52 basis points. A total turnover of 195.7 million securities, valued at 7.44 billion naira, were traded in 3,670 deals. Equity capitalization decreased to 27.8 trillion naira. That is business news, and network news continues with Nyeri. It's nice doing business with you.
Many thanks, Bernie. And away from business now, Governor Abubakar Atiku Bagudu has commiserated with the families of those who lost their lives in a boat mishap in Saminaji, Koko Bese, local government area of Kebbi State. Usman Abdullahi Shehu reports that the governor calls for caution on the waterways.
Governor Abubakar Atiku Bagudu expressed sadness on the tragic incident, praying God to forestall reoccurrence. The governor advised operators of water transportation such as boats and canoes to strictly adhere to operational guidelines and to ensure inventory and passengers manifest at all times.
No matter how much money we want, the safety of human lives must be a priority. The marine authorities' guidelines must also be recognized because they are outlined for the public safety too.
He commended the local rescue team and the community leaders for their effort in the search and rescue operation. The chairman Koko Bese Local Government Council Alhaji Yahya Bello Koko and the district head of Dutsimari, Baraden Dutsimari, Alhaji Mualli Di Usman, appreciated the governor, informed him that the actual number of people on board during the incident has not been ascertained, but 4 bodies have been recovered while several passengers have been rescued unhurt. Usman Abdullahi Shehu, NTA News.
Meanwhile, President Muhammadu Buhari commiserates with the government and people of Kebbi State over the loss of many lives following the capsizing of a boat conveying farmers. In a statement, the president condoles with families who lost loved ones in the accident, urging more prayers for the rescued persons that are still undergoing medical examinations and treatment. The president commends the efforts of rescue workers who worked for days searching for the missing persons, while calling on stakeholders to pay more attention to proper regulation of transportation by boats, especially in rural areas. President Buhari praised the Almighty God who received the souls of the departed. President Muhammadu Buhari commiserates with the family of Othman, the government and people of Nasarawa State, and all those who mourn the passing of Alhaji Muhammad Othman, a dedicated public servant and former commissioner in the Old Plateau State. In a statement, the president joins the people of Kenya in Nasarawa State in mourning their Saudana Kenya, who was very passionate about the development of his people, championing grassroots and human capital development. President Buhari prays Almighty God to forgive his shortcomings and grant the soul of the departed eternal rest. Now, the Federal Road Safety Commission has approved the promotion of Anne Maria as Deputy Corps Marshal with 7 assistant Corps Marshals. In a statement, the Corps said the promotion is part of the Commission's drive towards rewarding excellence, diligence, and hard work. The Corps Marshal, Dauda Ali Bill, congratulates the newly elevated officers for their excellent performances during the exercise, noting that every promotion comes with greater responsibilities. Time for another break. Please stay.
The body has been found, possibly a child. I think I have something.
I think it's the ritual murder.
Hold on. That's the council this morning. So what do we know about these so-called senior court members?
It appears their real strength lies in their members now in government, judiciary, business, and the police.
Now this is getting interesting.
Nigeria, African beauty on the Gulf of Guinea, blessed with natural landmarks and wildlife reserves. Nigeria, largest economy in Africa. Nigeria, famous accomplishment in entertainment and sports. Nigeria, resourced with globally respected human capital. Our uniqueness lies in our tenacity, our acumen, a testament of success. At NTA, we are forever proud to be the showcase channel of this positive energy and the reflection of the good in our nation. The capacity to tell our nation's story would not have been possible without the support and patronage of the 3 arms of government: ministries, departments, agencies, corporate bodies, advertisers, religious bodies, civil society groups, political parties, and of course you, our esteemed viewers. As we wish you a prosperous new year, let's get set to make 2023 even greater together.
Rema, one they call. Oh, do you know Go TV? You can enjoy the best of local and international shows. That's festive. Really? Makes sense. Really? Something in the bowl. Yeah. My food, your food.
Shey you feel am? Yes. Bro, pay for any package this festive and Go TV go upgrade you to a higher package. Wow.
For this festive season, everybody go shine well oh, because na bumper time we dey. Renew your subscription and get upgraded to a higher package. Dial star 288 hash to enjoy. Na better entertainment we shop pass. Go TV, love it.
Let's have a bit of sports now.
Preparations toward the successful National Youth Games in Asaba, Delta State is underway after the Ministry of Youth and Sports Development awarded the hosting rights for the 7th edition of the Fiesta. The Games, set to hold February 8 to 18 at Dennis Osadebe University, remains the foremost platform for discovery of grassroots sports talents in the country, many of whom have become world beaters since the first edition held in Abuja in 2013. In tennis, top seed Novak Djokovic is through to the semi-final of the Adelaide International on Saturday after straight set 6-4, 6-4 victory over Denis Shapovalov. The 21-time Grand Slam champion is up against Daniil Medvedev, who dispatched Karen Khachanov 6-3, 6-3. Elsewhere, tributes continue to pour in for former Italy and Chelsea forward Gianluca Vialli, who passed on Friday at the age of 58 after battling pancreatic cancer. Vialli captained Juventus to UEFA Champions League title before joining Chelsea in 1996 and led the London club to 5 major titles, including the UEFA Super Cup. With sports updates, Ayodeji, Makinde, NTA News.
Now time for a quick check at the weather outlook for Saturday.
Glad to have you join us. We don't expect much change in weather conditions in the next 24 hours, as dust haze with visibility of less than 1,000 meters is still expected over Yobe, Jigawa, Kano, and Katsina, while the remaining parts of the north down to the coastal cities are expected to have visibility between the range of 1,000 to 5,000 meters, though few places may report visibility of less than 1,000 meters. And that's where we conclude the weather forecast for Saturday. Next is the air quality index and weather forecast across some selected cities. I'm Safia Senginusa. Thank you for watching.
Many thanks, Hassan, for that heads up as regards the weather for Saturday. And that's NTA Network News tonight. Many thanks for watching. I'm Henry John. Please remember that the fight against rape and rapists is still on. Be a star. Join the fight. Have a good night.
Information is power. Everyone wants power. So feel powerful with the NTA News mobile app, the one-stop information center. Real news at your fingertip. Be the first to report by uploading first-hand information on the U Report link, and be the first to know by simply clicking on any of the links on the site.